What up, book dwellers? My name is Corey, and sometimes I actually get around to writing things. I am a writer. I have been writing like my entire life. I know that's like, you can't actually write your entire life, but I'll get there. I know Colleen like vaguely mentioned in one of her videos that I write, and I haven't really talked about it at all, but I do. I write. And I've wanted to be a writer, you know, as my job since like that was like what I used to put on like they're like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I was always like, I want to be an author, except for like a month when I wanted to be a pilot. I'm scared of heights. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I started writing. I should start with that. I started writing by not writing. I was quite the little like storyteller growing up, and I got really into storytelling, and I would tell these stories and like pretend to write them down because I couldn't actually write them down. And one of the main times that I did this is when my mom would be reading Harry Potter to us, and I realized years later that I was basically pretending to write fan fiction because I would sit there and like scribble, but like I have these diaries full of scribbles that I was just sitting there scribbling in while my mom was reading Harry Potter to us, to me and my brother. Uh, but I was like, yeah, I'm telling stories about the characters, and it was basically fan fiction, but it was scribbles. And that was my introduction to writing. And then I just always was working on something. Even like, I mean, you could talk to my friends in college and be like, that they'd be like, you haven't been working on things in years. You just started this new thing. I have character profiles from freshman and sophomore year of college. Like, I was working on shit. I just don't talk about it a lot. Because when I got to college and I wasn't majoring in anything that was writing related, for various reasons, it was like, okay, I don't write. I'm not a writer. I'm just kind of a writer, and I didn't talk about it like I was a writer. And then I started reading again. I don't want to go into depth on, my life story, but basically, I don't remember exactly. I think basically just Colleen was like, I want a story. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. Colleen basically asked for a specific plot line, I guess, or a specific story. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll write that for you. And it was originally going to be like a short story, right? I was gonna write her this like cute little short story and be like, here you go, here's a story for you. And then I was like, actually, this is a great plot for like a book. And then I wrote a book. And I should show you my giant binder. One sec, I'll be right back. This is my writing binder. It is large, and my book is in here. My first draft of my book is in here, and it's bad, y'all. It is bad. To give you a quick, I'll give you a quick explanation of what that one was, and then I'll give you a quick explanation of what it is now. I don't know if I'll keep the old one. Basically, the first draft was focused on a girl named Sparrow. It's still focused on a girl named Sparrow who is a princess in. This is the first draft, by the way. This is the original version. She's a princess in a kingdom underground in the deserts of Nevada. Because basically her people ended up there after the Revolutionary War ended because they supported England. It sounds so much stupider now, but and basically she hates living underground. She doesn't want to be a princess. She's asexual. It's a whole thing. She's got this horrible abusive fiance. Basically, something really bad happens and she escapes. Also, there's dragons. She escapes on a dragon. I don't know why they had dragons, but it makes more sense in the new version of it. Anyway, yeah, so she escapes on a dragon and she meets this guy named Moses who is traumatized. Not from her, but in general. and they kind of go on this road trip together to New York City. It sounds like Elf or something. I don't know. Um, but yeah, that was the original draft. And then I don't really know. I totally finished it. You know, it was about 75,000 words, which I know for a first draft that's like super short. But I'm not like excessive writer, I guess. Like I'm definitely a less is more kind of person, which I know is bad. But like yeah, so it was about 75,000 words. And then I put it down for the entire summer. I won't go into why. It's also, you know, too much of my life story. But I put it down for the entire summer, which in a way was good. I kind of like, you know, got to purge it from my brain. And then this week, or I guess like a couple weeks ago, I decided I was going to pick it back up. And I didn't. I was like, I'm plotting. And then I didn't. But one thing that I determined a few weeks ago now is that I was going to change most of the characters to Fae. So they're not like weird Revolutionary War people anymore. They're Fae, which was way better. Fae are great. I'm like obsessed with fairies. I'm obsessed. But like I like fairies. I really like fairies. And like, you know, I love fantasy. And like I had kind of fantasy, but with like because there were dragons, but now it makes more sense that the Fae have dragons because you know the Fae can have dragons. Weird Revolutionary War people can't have dragons. But yeah, anyway, so I determined that they were going to be Fae, and now it's the same thing basically, except the Sparrow is a fairy, and like it's a lot more dramatic than just hey they go on a road trip. There's a lot of bad things that happen to them, which is the goal, you know, like bad things have to happen to them. It's whatever. But yeah, I'm like really excited about it now, and I think my writing has weirdly gotten so much better like over the last couple months, because I plotted it a couple days ago, yesterday, I don't know, I have no idea when I plotted it, 2 days ago I want to say, and I started it like actually writing it yesterday because I basically forced myself to. But the plotting was like terrible. Plotting is a struggle for me. I'm such a pantser, and I was like, okay, you need to plot this because when you like just wrote the other one, it didn't go great. So I decided to actually plot it, and I'm really happy with the plot. And I'm actually really happy with the first. I've written 3,000 words of it, and I started last night. And I told Laini Taylor last night when I met her that I wrote 600 words, and she congratulated me. God bless Laini Taylor. But yeah, I'm about 3,000 words in, and I love it. I am so much happier with this than I was with the first draft. It is so much prettier in my opinion, and I know it's like weird to sit here and like compliment my own writing, but it's so much prettier, and I haven't, you know, gotten to like half the characters yet. But like I love the characters more. I think they're so much deeper, and like there's depth to the story now that there wasn't in the first draft. Yeah, and I'm really excited to keep going with this. I want to be a writer. I want that to work out for me at some point. It would be amazing. Yeah, so I'm just really enjoying writing this story at this point. I did message my friend after I wrote 600 words yesterday, like I said, before I went to meet Laini Taylor on the train there. And I messaged my friend and I was like, I wrote 600 words and I think I'm gonna puke. And she was like, why? Isn't that a good thing? And I'm like, yeah, but also I'm terrified. I'm like, is it good? Is it bad? Who knows? And also just, the whole thing is so scary. Writing is so scary, but I love it at the same time. And I'm really proud of what I've accomplished so far. I am writing, first of all, I finally got, what is it, Scrivener or whatever. It's like $20, the app is, but like it was so worth it. Oh my gosh, it is like the best writing experience I've ever had. And I plotted through that, and I used the 3 act structure. Basically, I didn't follow at this point. Like, I kind of followed Kat's video about plotting. She made a video about it like a while back, and I watched part of it, and it was like, okay, but I'm not much of a plotter. And then I like decided that I needed to plot this out, and so I used Scrivener, and like, oh, I love Scrivener. It is so great. It's just exactly what I need, is to like be able to put things here and organize them, but also make them kind of messy, because like I love organized mess, but it's wonderful. Yeah, so I plotted using the like 3 act structure, 27 chapters. I'm more like calling them scenes, but they're not scenes either. They're chapters, but they're more just like a guide. I don't write in chapters. Even my first draft is not written in chapters. I really hate writing in chapters. I prefer to go back and be like, this is a good spot to cut off. This is a good spot to cut off. You know, I don't like to write the original thing in chapters. So, yeah, that's the structure that I'm using though. I really like it. It's going really well for me. And I also am I'm writing it chronologically at the moment, but I really think that can make my writing struggle sometimes, the fact that I force myself to write chronologically. So I am going to, as much as it pains me, I'm going to try to write a little not chronologically at times when I want to, and like actually take my feelings about that into consideration, you know, and be like, if you're not enjoying writing this part, or if you're struggling with it, don't write it right now. Write it later and then go do it, you know, like, yeah. So that's my current situation. I'm hoping I am in grad school. I've been putting off like, you know, homework constantly because that's my life. But I am in grad school. Again, not for something writing related, but you know, life is what you make of life. do what you want. I am in grad school, but I'm trying to keep up with about 1,000 to 2,000 words a day. I had in undergrad, when I was writing the first draft, I was at about 1,000 words a day, and I'm really good. I'm so bad at this with reading. Like, I'm bad at like sneaking little bits of reading in. I need to like sit down and like have a moment, you know, when I read. But with writing, I'm like literally like on the train, I'm like whipping out my like iPad and like writing stuff out. And in class, I'm like, I have a moment to like write a little bit, and then I do. I like plotted the entire thing out in class. I think I plotted the entire story out in my class the other day. It was healthy. But yeah, I'm aiming for at least 1,000 words a day. But if I can get to 2,000, I'll be really happy with that. I did reach 2,000 today. I know I reached over 2,000 because I'm almost at 3,000, and I had 600 yesterday. So I'm doing well. I'm happy with my progress. And this is like, you know, it's such a thing where you're like really happy with your writing and then really angry at your writing. And I'm gonna take that little bit of happiness while I can. So right now I'm really happy with my writing. But we'll see how it goes. And I'll try to keep y'all updated. I don't know. I don't really watch people's writing vlogs because they stress me out. So I don't really know how to do writing vlogs. So I'll try to watch more and like figure that out. But I at least wanted to do like periodic ones and be like, I'm at a major point in this, and I'm at a major point right now. I'm starting my second draft, my first revision draft, you know? I'm like, I don't know what people call things. It's a revision, it's a second draft, whatever. But yeah, I'm happy with my progress. That's where I'm at right now. So, you know, also I'm hoping, I do have a writing Tumblr. I'll probably leave in the description if I remember to. Also, I have a writing Twitter, but I don't really use it. Um, and I'm hoping to get, uh, I hate saying whip, a work in progress page up on my Tumblr, but I'm really bad at things. Um, Also, I am hoping to get a Google Doc up that I'll be putting in at least pieces of it as I go. I'm real paranoid. I know a lot of people like upload their whole like story to the internet, but I'm so paranoid about that. I'm like, don't steal my stuff. Like, just no. I don't know. The whole thing makes me real paranoid, and I also like don't want everyone to read it and then not be interested in it later. I guess I don't know. So I'm hoping to get a Google Doc going that will be open to the public, and I will periodically put things up on there. But yeah, if you're interested in dragons and fairies and queer stuff, there's a lot of queer characters. There's an ace character, there's a bi character, there's like 3 bi characters. Everyone's bi. It's like Six of Crows. Everyone's bi. And I guess you could say except for that one straight character, but that would be a stretch. Like, most people are bi. So yeah, if you're into those kinds of things, you like adventures and drama and also antics, then yeah, I think you may enjoy my book. I don't know, but check it out if you're interested. I will definitely be linking the Google Doc down in the doobly doo when I get that up and running. Someone just dropped something. But yeah, thank you for watching. I will try to update y'all on my progress. But for now, things are going well. So yeah, comment, like, subscribe. Tell me about your writing adventures if you're into that. Yeah. See you later. Bye.